Hello everyone, and welcome to our Code for Kids course of my first website, Learning HTML and CSS, lesson number 2. This lesson is called The Earth and Beyond, and it's a really exciting lesson looking at the world's different countries and flags, moving to outer space and having a look at the solar system, and then doing some research on Mars and answering questions on humans in Mars. I'm going to go through the entire lesson from beginning to end so that you feel completely comfortable teaching this code. Today's lesson is all about images and inserting images into your website. It's obviously something that is super useful and really practical for learners in the future. Before we dive into the code, I often like to pose a question to my learners. What are websites often used for? Some of them might say they're used for social media and talking to friends, like Facebook or Instagram. Others might say for information, like last lesson was on creating a website on my own country. But hopefully some of the answers might be that you go onto a website in order to buy something. Online shopping is massive. Yes, and we need to be able to put a picture of what we are selling. And that's what we're going to do today. So last week we would have had a heading of maybe what that item was we're selling in an H1 and an H2. A tag, you may have had your where they can find you on which street. In your H3, you may have had your contact details. But right there underneath, you're always going to have a picture of what it is that you're selling. All right, so let's go and add some pictures. Task 1, give your header section a background color and write your name on line number 6. Putting in the background color of our header section and writing our name on line number 6. Task 2, change the opening and closing tag from H6 to H1. It's quite a nice one for you to do together and recap last week's lesson. Obviously, we want to make flags and images, which is our heading of this, big, and so we move it from H1 to H6. Fix the flags of Japan and Brazil. So we can see here we've got France. That is perfect. We can see it. And now we want to change Japan to be working. And so I'm going to fill in Japan there. Now we need to have a look at Brazil. Brazil looks fine, except that there's a question mark over there. What I need to do is have a look at the above, and it's missing a .png. All right, now we're going through to images. When we say IMG in HTML, the web browser understands this as an SRC stands for source. What's nice about this is they can start reading from the left-hand side in the code, which is us speaking to the computer in the language the computer understands. And on the right, we can see everything that code's reading. You can see here it's not reading these bullet points as LI because that's all in red. And next week's lesson, we'll actually learn how to put in those unordered list items. The height and width of the image can be changed. This unit of measurement most commonly used is px, which stands for. Now let them guess a little bit, otherwise they can always Google it, but the correct answer is pixels. Task number 5, some flags of the world. The flag of question mark from the continent of Europe. So here we're giving them a little bit of freedom to choose their own flags from each continent. I'm going to choose Spain, and if I choose Spain over there, I need to fill my question mark in with Spain as well. The flag of question mark from South America. Let's do Chile. The flag of question mark from the continent of Africa. The flag of question mark from the continent of Australasia. Let's do Australia. The flag of question mark from Asia. We've already had Japan. Let's do China. The flag of the United States of America from the continent of... Alright, so here we need to put in North America. Something quite nice to pick up here is that if something is 2 words, you can change it with an underscore. So if they did want to put in New Zealand over here, it would have to be New Zealand with an underscore. Let's try that. All right, so we are finished there. Thank you for visiting my website. You can see we can move across to the solar system either at the bottom in those links or at the top. Right, let's carry on to our second page. Make the height of the sun 150 pixels. Fantastic. Fix all your planets to make them visible. So really nice task, and similar to the one before where we are doing a spot the difference. So we need to have a look, and we can see that Mercury is working, but Venus isn't. Try not to help your learners as much. If they ask you, I can't see it, I can't do it, they need to have tried. Remember, they must try, they must ask their neighbor for some help, and their neighbor can help them using their mouth and not their mouse. And then if they're still stuck, ask them, where have they tried? What have they thought of? Have you looked at Mercury? All right, then hopefully they'll be able to see Venus. And here they need to see that images is also missing, as well as the word Earth. Here we're missing a whole lot of stuff. They can start copy and pasting if they recognize that. So what's really happening here is subconsciously the learners are understanding the entire image source link and what it's made up of. Okay, we need all the forward slashes in order to get this image link through. Here we need to copy the entire thing. All right, task number 3 says, can you debug Neptune to make it look normal? What is wrong? So there's definitely something wrong with Neptune. It's all squashed, and so we need to sort that out. So what we need to do is change the width. Maybe if we make it 250 and it's more square. No, it could go even more. It's still a bit distorted, and we'll make it 300. Brilliant, that looks good. Or for the solar system, that's looking really nice. And then finally, as always, we've got this last bit where the students can be a little bit creative. So we are preparing for Mars. 3 items we could take to Mars are, so what are things that you might not be able to go without? So maybe you might get bored and you want a Rubik's Cube. Let the learners get creative here. They can take whatever they want. Some of them might want to take their dog. So it's just a fun thing for them to push themselves a little bit further, and nice to do some research. So why should people go to Mars? So obviously they can Google that. The Mars spaceship. So here we've added an image of the spaceship we take. That looks exciting. Can you find your own picture to add? So my spaceship will have, I think it's really important that a spaceship has a toilet, so we'll do that. But more importantly, this is the first time that the learners are going to put in their own image source from the internet. So on Google, they can search something. And what we need to do here is we're going to copy the image address. So that's the thing that we've been editing the whole time. And we're going to paste that into where it says image source, where the question mark is, and there our toilet comes up. Remember, if you want to change the height, you can do that. Then a similar thing, we've added an image for the Mars base we built. Can you find your own picture to add? So learners can just Google Mars base and put it in there where the question mark is. Right, then finally we've got the challenge. Can you copy into the whiteboard? That's this planet's whiteboard. All 8 planets in the correct order closest to the sun. You'll need to adjust the size. Also remember, some are bigger than others. So all we've got here is our planet. Here's the sun. We can resize Mercury. Then what we need to do is go to our planets page, copy the image, and then they can either paste it or Control V. And there is Venus. And so we can put Venus there. May have to Google it to see what the solar system looks like, but it'll be exactly the same. We've then got Earth, and we're going to copy the image. So what the learners start understanding is the difference between the image and the image address. So we were looking at copying an image address from the internet, whereas here we are copying an actual image. Got the select tool. Like I said, we're going to have to do these in the correct size that they are, but we can look that up online. All right, that concludes our lesson on the solar system and flags of the world. Remember, you can open and share that. This link can be shared with anyone, school teachers, parents, whoever you would like to see the learner's website. That concludes lesson 2 on images, and we really hope you found value in knowing how to insert images, resize them, and what makes up an image source. All the best for teaching the lesson.